to ration water. Asthma, allergies, hypertension, constipation, and type 2 diabetes. Symptoms include exhaustion, lack of energy, headaches, skin problems, obesity, and joint pain. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, the acid-alkaline balance of the body is disrupted, leading to chronic low-grade acidosis and a host of modern diseases related to that condition. Don't wait until you're thirsty. Have a glass of ionized water. It's microclustered, alkaline, and contains active hydrogen and bicarbonate buffers.
Critical is first thing in the morning, wake up and have a big glass of water. Make sure you drink a big glass of water through the day and see how you feel. It's sometimes incredible, and the effects can be very dramatic because people have never really had clean, natural water. I want to use an example of an endurance athlete and specifically show the needs of hydration in the endurance athlete and how that also can relate to the everyday athlete. The person who's mowing their lawn and taking care of their kids, who is working, going to the gym, the weekend warrior, and how critical hydration is. We know that an athlete who is 1% dehydrated could have a 3% reduction in performance. Now, well, that doesn't sound like a lot. An athlete can spend hours and hours training, and in for example, a 1-hour event, a 3% reduction is almost 2 minutes. And that's the difference between winning or losing a race. One of the most important things you can do is to make sure you have enough fluid the night before. You cannot catch up the same day. When you're dehydrated, you build up lactic acid and you don't clear it. When you're dehydrated, the muscles don't receive the nutrients as effectively. When you're dehydrated, the cells, as we've talked about, don't communicate well with one another. When you're dehydrated, the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood diminishes. So you can see oxygen, energy production, neurological connections between cells are all critical to that endurance as well as the power athlete. Taking that example of the endurance athlete to the everyday person, you can see how you can become fatigued. You can see how your thinking may not be quite as sharp as it needs to be. You can see how hunger could play a role, or you begin to yawn, or your muscles are a little bit tight from sitting in the same place throughout the day. Hydration is critical. It's critical to the athletic endurance performer. It's critical to the everyday endurance athlete who wants to make it from the morning to the night as effectively and efficiently as they possibly can.
Alkaline ionized water is a great choice for hydration for competition athletes, recreational athletes, and everyday people because it is microclustered, and the free hydrogen and bicarbonates help neutralize acid buildup and toxins. Chronic low-grade acidosis is a condition that develops over time and affects the quality of life and our ability to enjoy optimal health. It starts with our diet, acid-forming foods and drinks. Our sedentary lifestyle, poor digestion, and poor elimination add to the problem. The fluids between and within our cells become more acidic. To maintain balance, the body mobilizes buffers, minerals, and hydroxyl ions from the bones and other tissues. This, in turn, leads to osteoporosis, and the overall process results in poor health, chronic illness, arthritis, and sluggish lymph system.
An acidic condition for the body is very unhealthy. When the body is chronically acidic, illnesses can develop.
Think of your cells like a fish in a bowl of water. When the fish are sick, what do? Do you give them a pill? Of course not. That would not solve the problem at all. They would still be sick. You change the water. Give them the proper pH and ORP so they thrive. pH stands for potential hydrogen and is a measure of the acidity or alkalinity of a solution. pH is neutral at 7.0. Above that is alkaline, below that is acidic. It's a logarithmic scale. Each increase in pH means 10 times more or less hydrogen is present. Alkaline ionized water has a pH between 8.0 and 9.5. Your body uses a system of buffers to keep the pH of your blood in a tight range of between 7.35 and 7.45, slightly more alkaline than pure water.
The body relies on a very tight level of pH, or hydrogen atoms, to control lots of function within the body. When the body becomes acid, systems begin to malfunction. We understand fish tanks and swimming pools. When they're acid, you need to make a change. When a fish tank is acid, fish die. When a pool becomes too acid, you don't want to go in it. When rain is acid from sulfuric acid and other too much carbon dioxide, it breaks statues. They begin to disintegrate. And we know acid rain and damages lake. Well, our body becomes a sink for this acidity. And when this acidity builds up, it in essence is one of the reasons for disease in our body. Bones begin to demineralize. Our ability to create energy decreases. Our immune system becomes depressed. The inflammation for aches and pains increases. Not a good thing to be acid.
Dr. Linda Frassetto has proposed a revolutionary hypothesis that obesity is an evolutionary adaptation. While at one time we were able to metabolize our food and dispose of the normal acid waste through our kidney and liver using the bicarbonate buffer system, the sheer amount of acid waste that the body must handle today has created a problem. In order to protect the internal organs from damage, the body has adapted and now stores acid waste in the fat cells, as well as turning it into cholesterol, uric acid, kidney stones, and other storage forms. In her book, The Chemistry of Success, Dr. Susan Lark describes the effects of chronic low-grade acidosis. First, you tend to tire easily and become fatigued, retain toxins and heavy metals, lack energy to achieve your goals, become more pessimistic, develop chemical sensitivities, experience stiffness and joint pain, brain fog, and chronic fatigue. Several long-term medical problems are due to chronic acidosis: high blood pressure, autoimmune disorders, cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and inflammation. "80% of the foods we consume leave behind acid waste that the body has to deal with. A trip down the modern grocery store aisle finds very few alkaline-forming foods. Even the foods we think of as wholesome and nutritious leave behind metabolic waste products that are acid. And of course, junk food falls into the acid-forming category."
Most of the fluids that people consume today are acid. Sodas contain citric acid, energy drinks, phosphoric acid, and caffeinated beverages, and coffee, and many different commercial teas. Sugar, acid. Tap water, acid. Not a good thing for our system. Natural water is alkaline. Fruits, vegetables are alkaline. Stress-reducing activities are alkaline. So you see the link